And so most of your financial struggles come from caring too much about what others think. After 20 years in finance and human behavior, I have seen this pattern repeatedly. Young people between the age of 18 and 45 don't spend for personal gains, they spend for approval and validation. They make choices, buy things, and live a certain kind of life to impress others and have this sense of belonging. But caring too much isn't just draining, it's keeping you from building real wealth. And I've been there. I've seen countless professionals fall into this exact trap, including myself, until I learned to break free. In this video, I will share 4 surprising things you are likely over caring about, one of which may shock you. And plus, I will show you how to break free from this cycle and start building real wealth. The first thing you need to stop overthinking is other people's opinion. I mentioned this first because it's the biggest thing that holds most people back. And so people form opinion based on their experiences, biases, and beliefs, none of which are unique to you. Yet, we still allow those opinions to dictate our choices because we are constantly seeking validation. Early in my banking career, I cared too much about how others saw me, and I didn't want to be labeled as a broke banker, so I bought a car when all I needed was an affordable alternative. That decision drained my finance with repairs, regret, and lost time. For some, it's dressing to impress rather than dressing for comfort. Deji, a fresh banking officer in the city of Lagos, spent half his salary on designer suits, not because he loves them, because he fears judgment. Overthinking other people's opinion can work in 2 ways. People's opinion can push you to make bad financial decisions, and again, they can also stop you from pursuing what you truly want. When you let people's opinion hold you back, you're not just missing out on one opportunity, you are closing the door to a future you can't even see or you don't see yet. And on the flip side, making choices just to please others can trap you in a setback that derails your progress for a long time. Being rich isn't just about money, it's about the choices you make, confidence to do that, and the freedom to build the life you want. And that life will never be yours if you are constantly worrying about what other people think or what their opinions are. The moment you stop overvaluing other people's opinion, that's the moment you start getting richer in the things that truly matter in your life. Imagine 2 students preparing for the same high-stakes exam. Both are equally intelligent, equally prepared, and they have the same study resources, but their mindset is completely different. Student A locks in on her notes, her practice questions, and her personal study plan. That's it. Nothing else matters. But for student B, he's constantly checking what his classmates are doing. If they are studying late, he panics. If they are relaxed, he wonders if he's overdoing it. He spends more time overanalyzing their method than focusing on his own. Who performs better during the exam? Your guess is as good as mine. Student A all the time. While she stays focused on her preparation, student B wastes energy second guessing himself. He loses confidence, momentum, and ultimately the results he could have achieved. This isn't just about exams, my friend. It's about life, money, and success. A flower doesn't think about competing with other flowers next to it. It just blossoms. That's who it is. Every time you compare your career to someone else's, every time you measure your progress against their milestone, you are being student B. You are taking your eyes off your own practice, and that is delaying your progress. And I know this because I used to do this constantly. I was that person frantically trying to match everyone else's timeline, getting the same certification, chasing the same promotion, fighting for the same opportunities, and it was completely draining. Worse, it kept me stuck the exact same place I was. And real wealth, the kind that actually changes your life, doesn't come from running someone else's race. It comes from building something that's completely yours. Maybe it's finding a corner of a market or something that nobody has ever noticed. Maybe it's developing a skill at your workplace that makes you completely replaceable. Or maybe it's just designing a life that's so perfectly fitted to you that you stop caring about what every other person is doing on their timeline. You can build that today. there is a massive difference between looking rich and being rich, and most people get it completely wrong. It is explained perfectly in The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. He tells the story of a man who drove a modest car, wore simple clothes, and lived in an average home. No one suspected he was wealthy until he quietly donated millions to charity. Meanwhile, the people flashing luxury cars and designer brands were often drowning in debt. True wealth isn't about what you show off, but what you keep. The richest people are not always or necessarily the ones living the Instagram lifestyle. They are the ones making smart, quiet financial moves while everyone else is chasing appearance. I am not a look like trash kind of person, so I'm not saying you pay no attention to your appearance or how you look. I'm just saying you need a plan that makes them come effortlessly. Think about it. Every dollar or naira you spend trying to look wealthy is a dollar that could have invested in an asset that can grow and build wealth. When you're so focused on keeping up with appearance, you're not just moving closer to building real wealth, you are getting better at pretending you have it. Don't be that person. Have you ever agreed to an expensive dinner that you can't really afford just to avoid being the person who says no? If you're nodding along, you're not alone. According to a survey, nearly half the population identifies as people pleasers, and more than 2/3 admit they would do anything to avoid conflict. People pleasing isn't just exhausting, it's quietly sabotaging your financial future. Saying yes to every expensive experience because you don't want to let anyone down is actually stopping you from building wealth. Without boundaries in place, you are going to get trapped, constantly doing so much for others while sacrificing your own path to wealth, freedom, and success. And so the next time you are faced with an invitation or a request that stretches your budget, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, is this part of my plan? Part of my plan for the year, the month, or the week? Is it aligned with my financial goal? And so it's okay to say no, and it doesn't have to come with guilt. So saying no to what doesn't serve you is really saying yes to your future, your financial future. And so those are the 4 things I stopped caring so much about. This shift allowed me to transform my mindset and build real wealth. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and share with your network. And if you're ready to take this to the next level, take action today. Remember, building wealth isn't about the money, but the freedom, choices, and the confidence to live on your own terms. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video.